Hello guys, today I'm going to be doing something very different from the usual style that I do on this channel, and by that I mean I'm doing something completely different that I've never even talked about on this main channel before. I've done it in the community post, but never on my videos. Total Drama, specifically All-Stars, because it had the most potential out of any season, besides the first one I guess, and it flopped the hardest in my opinion. And taking that amazing potential into account, it's very sad. Also, the fact that this was 5A and Pahkitew was 5B was also a missed opportunity, because they could have had Pahkitew contestants in here. And today I'm going to fix this, quote-unquote fix, except not today. I'm doing this over multiple videos. And today I'm starting with the cast and ideas for the teams and such. First of all, I gotta boot off two characters here specifically in this main cast that are very easily replaceable. That being Sam and Sierra. The thing I don't like about the heroes is that they have three characters on their team that make sense to be the first one voted off. That being Lindsay, Sam, and Sierra. Sierra because Cody isn't here, so she doesn't have too much to do. Sam because he's the only revenge character here that didn't make it to the merge. And Lindsay because she didn't make it far at all in the last time we saw her, which was in World Tour. And she's also very dumb, and I could easily see her messing up the challenge, which she does. And she does get the first boot. But specifically, Sam and Sierra have a lot less potential here, because, first of all, they're both missing someone that would make them a lot more interesting. For Sam, that being Dakota, and for Sierra, that being Cody. So first of all, you guys have to go. And I'm gonna replace them with a character from their respective generation that I have right here down in this useful little potential tab. Then they have the potential to be here. That being Brick and Owen. This is not Owen, sorry. Owen. Let me just put them in alphabetical order real quick. Uh, Hold on. Now this already adds a bit of substance with Brick, because Courtney is a very controlling individual, and having Brick who also wants to be the leader, that could also cause some troubles. But trust me, it's going to get even worse, or should I say better, when I get the new Pahkitew contestants in here. So let's go over the ones in this potential, and first we're going to start off with the ones that I don't think should be here. First of all, Noah. First of all, he isn't all-star material. He only competed in 2 seasons. Even though he's like one of like the best, that's an opinion. He is one of my personal favorites. In fact, almost my absolute favorite. But he got booted off 3rd in Island, and he didn't make the merge in World Tour, and he didn't compete in Action. Besides, he's also going to be in Redonkulous Race, so another reason not to include him. And then there's Amy. First of all, this is Sammy, sorry. I don't really have a reason why Sammy's in here, just because I've already decided the 3 that I do want to be here. But I feel like Sammy would be way less interesting without her twin, and I do not want to bring back Amy, because the conflict would be the exact same, and it would be over as soon as the other Pahkitew contestants explain, oh yeah, Amy's the one in the wrong, and then Amy would get booted off early, and then Sammy wouldn't have much to do. I don't know why I put it as Ezekiel here. He would just be funny, especially since at this point he's feral. And I don't think Chris's mental state would be at the point where, like, he'd be like, yeah, this is okay, he's literally feral, he can compete. But he would probably get booted off first again, and I find that kind of funny. Then there's Harold. I wouldn't say he's all-star material. He got 6th, I think. He was 6th or 5th in Action. But he was one of the earliest contestants booted off in World Tour, and he placed average in Island. Uh, then there's Jasmine. Jasmine is the first of this bunch that I would say to go here. She got fourth place. She's very interesting, and what's even better, she would definitely go on the heroes team. So that's three team leader type people on that team. Then there's Anne Marie. Anne Marie was actually originally going to be in the cast. If you didn't know, there were four cut characters from the show, that being Brick, Owen, Anne Marie, and Cody. But the thing about this is that Anne Marie's main purpose in the plot would be with Vito, one of Mike's alternate personalities. But since Mal is in control for most of the season, and the increased length of the season would make that problem worse, Anne Marie wouldn't have much to do in the plot, since Vito wouldn't be existent for a lot of the time. So I'd say that I'm not including her. Beth is just here because they're the only finalist, like two finalists, that isn't actually here in this cast right now, excluding the Pahkitews, but we'll get to them later. However, I'm gonna say no. Why am I talking about these? Alright, I remember. Yeah, just keep in mind, none of the characters from the first two generation cast are gonna be here. I'm just going over why I didn't choose them to be here. And also, I'm gonna put Beth and Sugar next to each other for a reason that will be foreshadowed a little bit later in this series I'm doing. Dawn is a fan favorite, but she didn't make it far whatsoever, so I wouldn't say she's all-star material. Now, Lashana. A lot of people will be mad about me not including Lashana, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I have a personal bias against Lashana. I don't know what it is about her, I just don't like her. Besides, one of the earliest boots in World Tour. She plays pretty good in the first two seasons, though. I would say that she is all-star material, especially considering some of the other characters that we have here. But I don't think she'd be that interesting. Besides, she'd be on the heroes team, unless Chris bases her entire thing on the stuff she pulled in action. But, and then there's Topher. And then there's Dave. I'd say Dave could probably be here. He'd probably be on the villains team because of the way that Pahkitew ended, portraying him in a bad light. So I imagine he'd go there. And unfortunately, Sky would not be on the villains team with Dave. Fortunate for her, I suppose. She would be on the heroes with the heroes. Also, she's here because she was a finalist, obviously. Same with Sean. Sean's also going to be here. And now there's one last spot on the villains team, but I don't know why I'm trying to build this up as a surprise. Between Max and whatever her name was, Ella. Ella. Between those two, it's pretty obvious who would be on the villains team. Max. Ella didn't make it to the merge. I don't think she did. I kind of forgot. And then there's Cody, who, without Sierra, also doesn't have much to do. You could make him do some with Gwen, with uh, but with the love triangle going on, I don't see anything interesting happening. Hold on. So also, let's go ahead and put all these lads back here. Except these two. So also, here's the stuff that this fixes right off the bat. The heroes actually have conflicts. That's good. We like conflicts, especially when they're interesting. Besides the Mal thing, but also because there's more people the Mel thing would take a little bit longer to get started. He'd probably be revealed an episode or two later, and then he'd get total control many more episodes later. He also probably wouldn't be the finalist. I think with this new cast, the finalist would be different. Oh my, that's a noise. Not sure if you hear that, but that was a noise and it was scaring. Uh, Villains should probably get out first to establish how disorganized they are. And I think Topher would make the perfect first boot, better than Lindsay. Dave would also probably get an early boot, and I think that it could be funny to see Max go really far just based on dumb luck. Like I could see him getting the immunity idol as a joke, but he's in the game after being eliminated, so it's not a joke because it has plot relevance. Maybe that could even save him and get someone else much better than him out, and what's the word I'm thinking? Let's just say it make him more convinced that he is pure evil or whatever, since that's his entire personality. And also putting Dave and Sky on separate teams could be something, but putting Dave on the villain's team is like how Cameron was on the villain's team, and like I said, Dave would also get an early boot. It could also save Lightning from getting eliminated just a tad bit later, and I imagine Joe would survive a lot longer because of the other things going on the team. Lindsay would also get booted off pretty early, and I'd imagine the team switch would still happen between Courtney and Duncan. That's all I really have to say. These are the new teams for All Stars, and I will continue this series sometime in the future. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.